Hello everyone and welcome to Skincare with Hiram. If you don't know who I am, my name is Hiram and I'm passionate about teaching you how to perfect your skincare routine. So make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you can see my videos every single week. It's been so long since I've done one of these videos and I'm so excited to be back at it again. Sorry for the delay. Whew! It's been a crazy few months, to say the least. Wow. But in today's video, I'm going to be responding to your Instagram direct messages about skincare. And I've made a little bit of an adjustment. If you don't know, I have a series here on YouTube where I create skincare routines for various YouTubers. And in addition, I've had this series where I answer my messages. But I got so many people that were like, Hiram, why don't you make a video about making skincare routines for your subscribers? And I was like, I basically do that, but not really. So I'm gonna do it. Does that make sense? So today I'm going to be making skincare routines for you guys. If you don't follow me on my Instagram, hello, where have you been? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. If you want to, you can follow me, no pressure. But Instagram is a great way for me to connect with you guys and a great way for you to be able to send in your skincare concerns so that I may be able to answer in one of these videos. And this is a series I'm going to continually be doing, so if you're having any concerns with your skin or you want me to create a skincare routine for you, feel free to go follow me on Instagram and message me with all the deets because I'd love to be able to feature you in an upcoming video. So let's get into it. So I was able to pick 5 people from my DMs, which honestly was so freaking difficult because every day I get anywhere from 50 to a couple hundred direct messages on Instagram. It's so overwhelming. You guys are incredible, but it's a lot because I want to answer every single fucking one of you guys, and it's hard that I don't have the time to. And I want to say something real quick. There are so many of you guys that have sent me pictures of your skin and have opened up about severe insecurities that you have about skincare. And I just want to say I admire you guys so much for like opening up to me because I know it's a lot to be able to approach someone and say, hey, look at all of my insecurities and tell me what to do. You know, that takes a lot of courage for anyone, and I really respect you guys for doing that. So thank you for being so vulnerable with me. I really respect it a lot. I'm going to be recommending a lot of products in this video, and if you are interested in purchasing any of them to take care of similar issues that you have, feel free to shop this link or the links in the description box below. I make a small commission off of your purchases, and every dollar goes towards my goal of being able to do YouTube full-time, so I really appreciate your guys' support. Thanks. All right, so first we have a message from Jefferson. He said, hey Hiram, I once heard you talk about in a video that you had issues with forehead wrinkles when you were a teen. I'm having a very similar issue recently and I was wondering if you have any tips. I'm on Accutane and I don't know if they are just temporary as my skin has dried out and it's not elastic. Was wondering if you could help. Absolutely. So forehead wrinkles were something that I struggled with so much. By the time I was age 18, I already had deep set forehead wrinkles, and they only continued to get worse until I got really serious about skincare and I was able to undo a lot of that damage. First of all, thank you for focusing on that when you're young so that you can take care of the issue, because a lot of times people won't address their forehead wrinkles until they're in their 40s or 50s. The younger you start with taking care of your skin, the better and easier it will be to take care of issues. So because Jefferson, you are on Accutane, I will say it is smart to consult everything that I recommend with your dermatologist. Please, please go ask, I don't know, all the specificities about what Accutane can have a bad reaction to, and I want you to be really, really careful. So if you are going to use any of the recommendations, please talk to your dermatologist about it beforehand. But I will tell you how I was able to get rid of my forehead wrinkles, and hopefully that'll help you a little bit. So the biggest recommendation and such a huge game changer in terms of preventing forehead wrinkles for a long time is learning how to minimize the movement in your forehead. I used to be overly expressive. I still consider myself to be an expressive person, but I used to be like over the top. And because of that, I was constantly moving my forehead up and down, which created those deep set wrinkles. And for me, I was able to train myself to not be quite as intense with my forehead muscles. Now, am I saying that you shouldn't smile and you shouldn't laugh and you shouldn't make silly faces? Absolutely not. But there is a way you can do that without moving your forehead as much. I am 1000% fine with smile wrinkles. I think they reflect the happiness that you embody, but forehead wrinkles, you don't need them. And I think it's a good idea to learn how to train yourself to still be expressive, but minimize any forehead movement. As for actual treatment, one huge thing was critical for me, exfoliation. I used to exfoliate my face every single day until I saw the minimizing of the deep set lines. Exfoliation is an amazing way for you to assist in the process of your skin recovering, and chemical exfoliation is the primary way that I did it. If you want daily exfoliation, I absolutely loved the use of the People Tripeptide Serum. This has a lot of amazing ingredients, but one of the primary ones is lactic lactic acid, which is the most gentle form of chemical exfoliation. It's just a great way to gently dissolve those dead skin cells off your face every single day. But if you're wanting something more intense and powerful, but only like once a week, the Ordinary AHA 30% solution, this is an incredible once a week mask that just really bulldozes the dead skin cells off of your face. And now what I really do to make sure that I don't get forehead wrinkles is I do use a retinol. But in your case, if you're going to start using a retinol, you absolutely have to talk about that with your dermatologist as well as the rest of these products. And then finally, deeply moisturizing your skin as well is super important, especially if you have a little bit more dryness because of the Accutane. I love the First Aid Beauty Repair Cream or the CeraVe Moisturizing Cream. Both of those are great for more dry skin and will really help to make sure your skin is healthy and hydrated to be able to prevent itself against aging. I hope that helped. Thank you so much, Jefferson. All right, the next one is from Diana. She says, "Hi Hiram, I've been watching your videos for a few months now and I love how informative they are. Thank you, I appreciate that. I was wondering if you could help me pick out a face wash. I have oily skin and always seem to break out on my T-zone and my zits go away, but the redness is still there." Okay, so yes, sometimes face wash can be the most damaging and stripping part of our skincare routine, which is really where you want to make sure that you're finding a good cleanser. As beneficial as acne cleansers can be, using them every single day and every single night can be really harsh on the skin and overly stripping, which is why I usually recommend using an acne cleanser for those moments where you really need it, and then finding an additional gentle cleanser that'll work to just gently remove everything else from your skin for the rest of the time. I also think for you, because you have combination skin, it'd be good to use a more hydrating cleanser to compensate for any dryness that you get from an acne treatment cleanser, which is where of course I have to recommend the Youth to the People Kale Cleanser. This is my #1 cleanser of all time. I love it because of how deeply it cleanses without overly stripping the skin, and it's incredible for whiteheads and dirt in your skin. And if you're looking for something a little bit more hydrating and maybe a little bit less stripping if that's too much for your skin, I recommend the Crave Matcha Hemp Hydrating Cleanser. It's an amazing one, and the matcha green tea that it includes will really help with that redness and help to soothe your skin. I hope that helped, Diana. Thank you. The next one is from a girl named Brooke, and she says, "Hi Hiram, I know you'll never see this and this is stupid, but your skin is flawless and my life is falling apart. I'm extremely insecure about my face and I feel like I'm taking the best care of my skin possible, but it's still a mess. I'm following all of your steps and I'm about to buy a new moisturizer, face wash, and pimple cream, but I just don't think my skin can be saved. I have no friends since moving to California and I'm trying to take good care of my skin, but now I'm getting these bumps that are even pimples." I won't show her pictures for privacy's sake, but she is absolutely beautiful. I don't think your skin is bad at all. Reading that about how you've moved to a new place and you don't have friends, girl, I will be your friend. But thank you for sending that, Brooke. I will say, looking at your pictures, I noticed that you were struggling with some acne and with some post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, which I've previously referred to as pigment scarring. When you get acne or breakouts, the breakout goes away, but then you notice dark spots left on your skin afterwards. So I went ahead and made a skincare routine for you. The first thing for a cleanser I would recommend using the Simple Micellar Gel Wash. This is an awesome, basic, and cheap cleanser that just does its job well. For treatment to get rid of the acne, I would recommend the Paula's Choice 2% BHA liquid. This one is so awesome. It has salicylic acid to really get rid of the pimples on your face, but then I also recommend following up with a niacinamide treatment. The one I've been enjoying is the Good Molecules Niacinamide Serum. Niacinamide is great for controlling the oiliness and sebum production so you don't break out again, but it also is a brightening agent to get rid of those dark scars that you see on your face afterwards. For a pimple and spot treatment, the one that has worked the best for me in the past is the Blemish Bully by Tarte. I don't know why, it doesn't even have the strongest percentage of salicylic acid, but it's so good for getting rid of pimples. And then for a moisturizer, I recommend the Great Barrier Relief. Sometimes this can be a serum, but I would say if you are more on the oily side, this is a great moisturizer. What it's really going to help do is maintain your skin's barrier so it's not continuing to be damaged. And in addition, the Tamanu oil in this is also a brightening agent, which is really going to help with those acne scars that you see after your breakouts. And then finally, for a sunscreen, I recommend the Neutrogena Dry Touch SPF 50. This one is only made with zinc oxide, and while it does have some white cast, it's the best for anyone with really sensitive skin, and I've personally enjoyed using it. Best of luck to you, Brooke. Thank you so much for messaging me. All right, next we have Jessie, and she says, "So I'm having trouble determining my skin type. I live in Kentucky where the summers are extremely humid, but the fall-winter season is very dry and cold. I'm having trouble determining my skin type, which makes it difficult to buy products that my skin can really benefit from. In the summer, I tend to get oily in my T-zone areas and I'm normal everywhere else, but in the winter, my skin is super dry due to the chilled wind that I'm always exposed to. If you'd be kind enough to give your input, I would greatly appreciate it. Thanks in advance, I'm a huge fan. Thank you, Jesse, that's very kind. So welcome to the shitty world of combination skin. I am a part of it, so many other people are a part of it, it fucking sucks. Your skin type is one where you have to address two different types of hydration factors, which makes it really difficult determining your skin type and which products to use. Not only is this concern valid because she's trying to find what her skin type is, she also brings up a really good point of weather changes. Weather is a huge factor in how our skin functions, and I personally recommend doing two different types of moisturizers for the different seasons. If you're using the same moisturizer that's meant for oily skin during dry winter months, your skin is likely not getting the hydration that it needs, and I really recommend finding a good moisturizer for more dry areas to be able to balance it out. Everyone's skin is different and every location is different, so it really depends, but it's good to be in touch with your skin and really see which areas are experiencing more dryness in the winter and which are experiencing more oiliness in the summer so that you can find the perfect solution. This is the system that I do and it has worked for me, and I think it is just the best way to go about this frustrating problem. For oily skin, my top recommendation has always been the First Aid Beauty Water Cream. It's an incredible one for just minimizing all the oiliness on your face but making your skin look really good at the same time. And then for dry skin, I recommend the CeraVe Moisturizing Cream or the First Aid Beauty Cream. Those have been the best for me in terms of wind dryness. Thanks, Jesse. All right, and then the final person, his name is Jacob. He sent me some photos and he said, so these are some photos of my face currently, and as embarrassed as I am in sending these, I desperately need your help. I think I'm using the wrong products because I'm not completely sure on my skin type, so I think that's what's causing my acne. I've taken quizzes and stuff, most saying I'm normal to acne prone to combination. If you would please give some helpful advice, I'd appreciate it so much. Absolutely. Now right away I'm going to say, based off the pictures I saw, I would say it would be a good idea to go to a dermatologist and just make sure that everything's taken care of and that you're not struggling with anything more intense that could be resolved by a doctor. I always recommend going to a dermatologist just in general because they provide such helpful feedback, and I think you could benefit from that as well. In addition to that, I have these recommendations. When anyone is struggling with really severe acne in a specific area of the face, I always recommend to take a step back and analyze certain aspects of your life, the biggest one being your diet. I cannot tell you how many people I've met that used to have the worst acne across their face, and it completely cleared up when they adjusted their diet. The main contributor being dairy. I have seen such a change, and usually if someone is struggling with really persistent acne, that's always something that I recommend you check out. So I would recommend trying some adjustments in your lifestyle and your diet. You never know, it may work out. So finding your skin type is really difficult, and I think the problems that you face in your skin can be manifestations of that. So usually when people are struggling with acne on certain areas of the face, I would say most likely those areas are experiencing excess oiliness. Not every time, but a lot of the time. For a skincare routine, for a cleanser, I would recommend the Crave Matcha Hep Hydrating Cleanser because like you said, you feel like you may be combination, and it's important that you don't overly strip your skin. And I think this is a good one of making sure that you're not going to further irritate the acne that you're experiencing on your face, but still cleanse your skin enough. For treatment, I again recommend the Paula's Choice 2% salicylic acid solution. It's just a great starter product people to use when they're struggling with acne, and then if that doesn't work, you can go to more and more intense treatments. And then follow up with the Ordinary Niacinamide Serum. This one's the most powerful niacinamide treatment that I've used so far. I recommend applying it to all the oily areas on your face and where you are struggling with acne as well. It's really going to reduce oiliness, but also get rid of hyperpigmentation that you may be struggling with after the acne goes away. For a moisturizer, I recommend the Iunique Beta-Glucan Moisture Cream. This one is so great because beta-glucan is an amazing ingredient, because beta-glucans are amazing for reducing redness and irritation in the face and just providing a soothing moisturizing effect, which is honestly what I think you need since the skin is so inflamed in that area. And then finally following up with the Purito Centella SPF 50. This is a great sunscreen for just really good protection, but I also love the centella in it because that will also help to reduce redness and irritation within the face. I hope this helped, Jacob. Best of luck luck to you. And I think that about covers it. Those are all the people that I was able to respond to in this video. What do you guys think? Do you have any further recommendations for them as well? Feel free to comment down below. I love to see your feedback. And if you are interested in being featured in a future video, feel free to follow me on Instagram and send me a message of your primary skin concerns. Or if you're a little bit impatient and you want to get those answers right away, you can join the Skincare Junkie community where we have an entire group of people dedicated to helping each other out. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you can see my videos every single week. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you so much for submitting your skin concerns and being so vulnerable and open with me. I really appreciate it, as always. Bye, guys.